Hey everybody, Bones here, Bones Garage, just bringing you update what's going on at the garage. So, 2018 Chevy Silverado 1500. Well, you can see the truck has changed quite a bit. We've gone way further than we thought we were going to have to go. As you can see, we've taken everything out because we were going to change the camshaft inside the truck. When we got it all back together and we started her back up, we heard a rattle in there. All the other noises that the motor was making after we put the new oil pump and everything in went away, except for one. It was that rattle. We diagnosed it, we got the stethoscopes out and started checking. This is the motor, by the way. It's a 5.3 LT motor. We took out the stethoscopes and started investigating. Find out where the noise is coming from. At 3,200 RPMs, it would start rattling. We got the stethoscopes out and we went all around the motor, all around all the pulleys, everywhere. And it was definitely coming from right here, right in this area. Cylinder number 2 on the passenger side, the most forward cylinder on the passenger side. And when we took the valve cover off, we noticed that one of the rockers was just a wee bit loose. Just a wee bit. Not a lot, but a tiny little bit. We pulled the intake off, and when we pulled the intake off, we rotated the motor over, and when we did, we looked inside, and I showed you the other day, there's what we found. You see that right there? That is a divot. There's actually 2 divots. There's one right here, and there's one more right there. And what was happening, this is your normal lifter. This is a DOD, this is a normal lifter. Okay? And this is the lifter that was on there. And if we look on this lifter, on the roller part of it, you will see how beat up the roller is. Look at that. Look at how beat up that roller is. So we have a little bit of friction in the bearings in there. And remember, this truck came in for a low oil pressure code. And we found out that the bypass was activated and on, trying to keep the oil pressure up. So you can see how beat up, look at that, look at how beat up that roller is. So this is the last place that the oil is going to get to, because it comes up from the pump. So the pickup tube is all the way back here, runs along the pickup tube, comes up into the pump, into the motor, and it runs all the way through the crankshaft and up the back side of the motor and then through your camshaft, all the journals in there, and then it comes out to your phaser for your upper cam sprocket, which we waited forever for one of those. And this is one of the last places that get oil, and you can see how badly divoted it is. This normally rides right on there, just like that, and as the cam spins, it goes up and down. And you can see there's lobes on the cam. So you see right there, there's a lobe, and that would ride on this, so it would come all the way up, and then at the bottom of the circle, it would be all the way down. With having no oil pressure, it built up a lot of heat, a lot of friction, and that's what has caused this, and that's what was rattling. So if you're spinning the motor at 3,800 RPMs per minute, that means this thing is going up and down 4 times for every RPM. So it really creates a lot of problems, a lot of heat. And that's exactly what it did here. It just melted and beat the crap out of that and knocked it out. So while we had it apart, when we pulled the cam out, because we were gonna do all this in the truck, when we pulled the cam out, we noticed this is bearing number 2 for the cam. See this line right here? That line is not supposed to be there, nor is this line supposed to be there. That is where, and again, this is where, because there was no oil protecting this bearing. Same thing with these bearings. There's a lot of wear in these bearings. These are all for your camshaft. Okay, so all of these have been ruined. So the only way to change them, you have to take the motor out, because your last bearing is right there. So you have to get this cover plate off so you can get this bearing out. And that's the only way, because the bearing is pushed out this way. So you push your first one out, you grab that, you push your second one out, you grab that, you push your third one, and then your last one, or fourth and fifth, I should say. And that's how the bearings come out. So you have to take that all apart. Well, when we saw all that, I figured, let's get new connecting rod bearings and check his connecting rod bearings to see if we damaged the crankshaft. The connecting rod bearings are good. Normally, the main journals will be good as well. And the connecting rod bearings, for 140, 150,000 miles, they look really good. I don't see any real major wearing. So we went ahead, put all new connecting rod bearings, buttoned it back up on the bottom end. We're just waiting for the new cam bearings to get here. It's been 4 days since we ordered them. I don't know what the heck's taking so long for a cam bearing, but it is what it is. Parts are just terrible, and delivery systems are horrible these days. So that's what's going on with this motor, and I will keep you up to date as we go. Now you remember, that is our old oil pump. We also had a lot of carbon buildup on this motor from lack of oil changes, and it's just, I just don't like 0.30 weight oil. I prefer a 1030 over a 0.30. I just think it's too thin. And when you have a small problem, it turns into a major problem. So there you go, guys. There's what's going on with this truck. Have fun. Talk to you soon. Keep you up to date as we go. Okay, bye.